Right, I've got to always have a 4B, not a 2B, a 4B. You need a nice soft paint. You don't want to dig in and let's have a look. Oh, excuse me. Let's have a look. I need a bit of a line going on here. Here, I want my, let's have a look. I want this slightly that shape. Just looking at, always start with the most important. Some sticky outy bit over here. Comes up there, that goes there. The circle, and these bits are quite important, I think. I've got that. This bit. Coming around here. Got this swings out here, and that sort of swings out there. Just a guide, that's all it is. I'm not going to get technical here. A couple of references for windows. I've got this, whatever it is, this sort of balcony thing there. There's little bits that come out like that. Just going to come a bit deeper with this. Right, I'm just going to keep drawing very quickly. Not too accurate. Just getting some of this. Long building there. There's another thing here. One more big roof. Now we. So I know it might be boring watching me draw. I don't know, but a lot of the time I just want to show you that it's not really as complicated as you might think it is, or as important as you might think it is. It's not. Just made that one up there. There's another one with another chimney up there. I sort of made half of that up. These two are quite interesting. It's that one. And then finally this one here, the chimney thing, run that across there, down. Some bushes, something else, and then a bit of a sea over here. So that's it. That's as much as I'm gonna, well, just remind myself where those windows are over here. Door there, or the long window here. Some more bushes or something. Here, what are we going to do here? I don't know. Maybe a bit of negative, or maybe there's a bit of water or something. I want the sea here somewhere. And maybe there's a bit of a bush that doesn't exist there, but I've invented it. There we go. That's it. Right, I'm going to start painting the sky. I'm going to think about this a little bit. I'm going to pre-mix some colours. I think raw sienna, always a good one to pre-mix. Again, I sometimes add a little bit of, maybe a bit of orange, cad orange. Just warms it up a little bit. It's a nice sunny day. very breezy and on the coast, seaside. Loving it. Let's put some more water in there. So with the blue, I want some clouds. I want some dark, stormy clouds. So I'm going to do my traditional. I think I'm going to use my Verdita blue. I don't know whether people managed to get Verdita blue. If you look on the bottom of my email to you, there's now a link to order your materials. I don't know whether anybody's seen that, but I've got a curate page on Ken Bromley's website, and you got a link. If you click that button on the bottom of you'll go straight to the Ken Bromley site, but to my page, where you can see listed all stuff like this, and Verdita blue, and everything you want. Which has been a revelation. They've been really good, Ken Bromley. You know, I've been using them for a long time now. When I was at Q Art Studio, I was using them, and they're really good people. I'm just going to mix up a little bit of indigo. We like indigo. I need some dark in the sky. And you know what? I'm probably going to use a little bit of sepia. Why sepia as well? Because it's like indigo, it's dark, but it's warm. Whereas indigo is very cool. So I've got cool here and I've got warm here. I always have my warms at the bottom of my palette or the wells, and the cools up there. It's just the way I sort of work. And it's good to get to know you notice I never draw the sky. Why would anyone draw a sky? It's a very arbitrary thing, a sky, isn't it? It's sort of, let the brush take you where it might. I always have an opening gambit. I always get the blue and go like that over here and get a bit of blue and a cloud coming. And then as I come down, I get lighter with the blue. But what I'm going to start is with, I'm going to start with a little bit of my raw sienna first, because I want some raw sienna on the horizon as well. Just watch how I do this and take special care and attention to what I'm going to do around this negative bit. I'll do the best I can. I might mess this up, so bear with me. Just get some of this going. See, all that stuff I mixed up before, it's all gone. Remember, it dries much lighter. Just gone slightly redder there. Oh, it's very red. Oh, too red. Oops. So we've got a bit of variation. Get some water running. Whoops, I've gone over a bit. I didn't want to. Sorry. I don't often dab with tissue, but I am this time. I'm doing it because I want that bit to be dry just there. So you're seeing warts and all here at the moment. I need that round here. This is my painting in the negative bit. Just thirsty brush. Some wet going on here. Just don't be scared. Just chuck stuff at it and let it happen. There's my trademark dark blue at the top. Always do this. It's where the sharp blue cloud sky is showing. And as I come down, maybe just a little bit of strength. Ooh. There. Just want to get some of that brown. A little, just going to push that away here. This is the only time I got my tongue out the side of my mouth, trying to concentrate a little bit more than I normally do. There is an important bit in a way, and just a little bit. Side here, I want to get some, capture some more of that light here. Capture some more, you know, always at the bottom of the clouds, just here, just under there, there. And then I'm going to finally get some fresh water in my brush and take out up to the top of the cloud. So I've got a nice gradation going on there. Just take some of those hard edges. I'm looking for lost and found. I don't mind some of it running. Just want to lift that up a bit. Just pull that away. I've got to act quick. I've got to finish in a minute. I do not want this overworked. I don't want it overworked. I'm just going to get a little bit more. A bit of water in there, I think. It's killing some of that. There we go. There's a bit of so you can see I haven't, the only bit that I've been careful with is some of the light here and the top of that and this whirligig or whatever it is, this little fan thing. I don't know what it is. And I don't care, to be honest, but it needs to be on there if you're doing a windmill. Just getting a thirsty brush, just lifting a little bit out of there. That, I think, is it. Getting a couple of stains here and there. That's where wet has met dry. Remember, I went back again and put some, but I don't think it offends anyone. I think it's sort of okay. I'm sort of quite pleased with that. I'm going to stop nattering and get on with the next one. Right. Here we go. How am I going to draw this? I don't know. I'm just going to do it. Right. I'm looking down here. I'm looking at this line here. It needs to be down the bottom. It's coming out from there somehow. It comes up and across. And then that sort of here. There, that's grass. You got a very thin bit there, comes out. There's that. Let's have a look. It comes. Then it comes, angles down, not too much. That sort of comes back a bit. It's about right. It's a little funny thing here. It comes up here to there. Still a bit, still coming up on the, you know, if I draw a line, you know, the vanishing point is sort of down here somewhere. So it's the line's coming up, that line's coming up to here. I've got a few uprights. I've got one. I've got two. I've then got a gate and I've got three. And I've got four. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 uprights. I'm simplifying this. That's all I'm doing. There's that bit that comes through here, goes through there, goes through there, goes down the side. And then that bit continues that line through here. I know we're drawing, but it's the painting that is I'm getting excited about, not the drawing. I'm sorry, these should be higher up. I have to redraw those slightly. Oh. There's a bird whistling somewhere.
My back garden.
Is it yours, Peter?
Yeah, yeah. We get, although we live in East London, we get so many wild birds coming to the garden, all sorts.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a Disney film out there sometimes.
Lovely. It's like a smokestack or something there. There's some other bits there. There's an interesting circular thing going on here. Looks like a, don't know what it is. And of course, a couple of quite important bits. These little, whatever they're called, an indent, suppose you'd put a bust or like a Roman emperor or something in there. Very sort of Italianate Palladio style. You would know all about better, wouldn't you? Palladio and you know the
Yes.
yeah. Is it, what do you call it? Palladio? Is it
Palladio.
Palladio.
Palladio. Double L.
Palladio. Okay.
Yes, that's perfect.
That's sort of it, as much as I want to do. That's it. Right, I'm going to do the same again. It's not a bad drawing, actually. Even I say so myself. You know, because I've started here and just sort of I've winged it. And again, I'll be honest with you. If I trace that off and put it on, I'm sure I'm miles out. But I don't care, because it's a bit of art. It's a drawing. It's, you know, if you look at some of the great artists, you know, if you were to measure it, I'm sure they'd be out. It wouldn't be perfect, but they could capture a spirit and a mood. Right, I want to do this again. I want to get raw sienna, because this is very much a raw sienna. And I'm just going to have a bit of fun with the path and just run everything together. I'm not going to run up into the, well, I might run up into the sky a bit over here. But over here, I'm just going to just you know, that window's got all those lines in it. Oh, I can't be asked to do that. Can you really? Kind of far more important things to do in life. Don't worry about stuff like that. Make sure, I'm finding myself undoing it a little bit here. Make sure you're not going through with the same colour. Get some, here we go, here are those lines I was telling you about. Keep adding little bits to it. Otherwise, you're not painting a wall. So you need, let's get a little, oh, not too much red. A little bit of that rich, ooh, I say. It's just some nice, just having fun with colours. Oh, too strong. Doesn't matter too much. That's supposed to go there. No, it wasn't. Frank, concentrate. Concentrate. Right. That's sort of it. It's just them marks, really. Don't worry, we'll start looking accomplished once I've rubbed those pencil lines out. Just going to, while it's still a bit wet, just put a couple of little that will be under shade anyway at the end, just missed a bit. There we go. Just going to get ooh. Verdita time.
Mm.
Right, it's green time now. This is the last bit. I'm going to do the green last of all, and then we have a break, and then we're going to look at some homework. Then I'll come back, rub all the pencil lines out, and take it from there. Right, we got some olive green. Just mixed it in with that little bit of red there, because I don't care. Doesn't matter. I mean, it's going to be so strong, it really won't matter. Just a little bit of, I put in some raw sienna into that. Keep it fairly light. I'm not going to go for this sort of grassy. You could put some cerulean in with it and getting that light grassy. I don't want that. I want this sort of olivey colour. Okay, that was a couple of little flecks here and there. Couple of marks while it's still wet, a little bit of wet, not too much, don't overdo that. Right. Okay, I'm going to try and get some more of this green, but with, see, I had some indigo in there. Much nicer. Let's have a look. It'll be even darker, I think. This is where negative, we're going to sort of look at a little bit of negative. Oh, that's running. Whoop. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself here slightly. Now I'm starting to paint in the negative. So that building now takes shape not by anything other than what I'm painting behind it. Yeah, I've got my tongue sticking out. So there we go. I started painting this bit of building with that top bit and that bit, not by painting that, but by painting what is behind it. That's called negative painting.
What green did you use, Frank?
I'm always using, I only ever use olive green.
And what did you mix it with?
I mixed the dark one with indigo
Right.
and the lighter one with raw sienna. So I'm going to carry on now with this mixtures of greens, lighter one, raw sienna, bit of texture to that. I'm going to get a bit darker on that in a minute. Right, going to go back to the dark one now. More indigo, more green, more indigo. I'm trying to keep, excuse me, trying not to get it too brown. I don't want to start putting the sepia or the Van Dyke brown in there just yet. I don't want to do that. But I do want to sort of continue with a bit of wet in wet. Just want to paint sort of,
Yes.
you know, this is quite important here. Okay, some nice bit of wet in wet splurges going on. And continue to paint in the negative. So it's not the building structure that I'm painting, it's the bits. You see how strong, I'm using such a strong value here with that very dark green, that it's making the structure actually quite light and stand out. Just leave some of that, leave it a bit loose. Don't try and square everything off, especially where you start hitting the ground. You want to keep it sort of loose. I'm going to carry on a little bit of that just round here.
Where is the archway, Frank?
It's in a place called Holcombe, which is in Norfolk.
Oh.
Norfolk, Holcombe, very close to Wells, next the sea. In fact, not far away from where that windmill is, in a place called Cly.
Oh.
Let me get that slightly darker here. Get some of the lighter stuff now. You want to sort of make sure you don't have the same solid colour. That's gone a little bit solid in there, but I don't mind. It's only a small bit. But I sort of don't mind that. but it's what I'm doing. I'm just making sure I leave little bits here, so it tells the eye that there's a bit of building work, you know, a bit of stucco and all this sort of Palladio style bits happening, but in an incredibly minimal sort of way. Let's get a bit more going over here. And again down. It was nice sort of, you know, it's not there in the, I've made that tree up because I want it to look a bit Italianate, even though it's in Holcombe, which is in the UK. This goes really well with that classic Palladio gate, doesn't it? A little bit of the old
Sickers.
yes, absolutely, and same to you. Yeah, same to you, dear. She like something to say. Oh, I'm fiddling now. Sorry, I should have stepped away from the vehicle. Oh, that's gone a bit where it dries. I used a real strong dry, and then I tried to have a very watery bit, and I've got a bit of a collision of dark and dry. Do I care? No. The last little bit I want to do before we head off into homework time is see that bit of blue that's left over. Just add it here. Don't, when you're doing stuff like Rusner, don't try and, oh, I'm going to try and match that grey. Really? No, don't try and match that grey. Use some of the colours you're already using, and it looks much better because it's relating to other colours that are already here, and you sort of want that. I didn't put some of that blue down there. I leave a little bit of white there. Come down here. There you go. I'm just going to do one last thing. Just one last thing. Just a little bit of power on the uprights, on the columns. On the right-hand side of the columns, just want to. It's too much. So I'm just fiddling. I'm trying to get my colour. I'm putting in a little bit of shading, but you know, Magic Time will take care of that. We all know Magic Time. That's the big purple wash at the end. The bit when the whole thing becomes transformed. One little quick bit. I'm going to get some of that dark, warm sepia. Oh, look, got a little flare going on there. Can you see that? I don't mind that. I'm going to leave that in. Quite
Nice.
interesting. Don't mind that. Just having a quick quick look. Don't want to do any more. Don't start getting into, for goodness sake, do not get into, oh, look, you know, there's these little funny lines under it. So go, you do that, you'll sort of mess it up. But it's hard. I know it's hard because you try and think, well, what do I leave and what do I do and what don't I do? I'm showing you one version here that I think will sort of work. I think will work. Sorry, while I'm here, one little bit of. And it's not about trying to be too neat. You don't want to be too neat. See, just lift a little, just lifting a little. Don't want it too solid. There you go. See, I've just a wet brush. I just lifted some of that out. You don't want too many flat, boring flat colours because with the even that's gone a little bit flat in here for my liking. But I don't mind it. What I'm getting though is I'm getting a sense of structure. Is everybody getting that? The sense of structure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of that structure was made not because I cleverly drew it, because I painted the dark bits behind it that allows the structure to really quite stand out strongly. I'm going to come back to that later.
The little lodge with the blue roof is working really nicely.
It is, and you wait until you see the final purple glaze. You will be freaked by such enormity. No, you will. You'll think, oh wow. Because what I'm going to do next, when I come back to this, when it's all dry, get the rubber and get rid of some of these, and you'll just see it all transform. It'll all become very sort of strangely simplified. And then what I'll do is when that's all rubbed out, I'll just get some of the purples, work out where the sky is. Yeah, do we know about sky? Yeah, Angela?
Yeah.
I wonder where your little, where's your arrow gonna, where's your directional sunlight arrow gonna
Right,
go?
I think about that. I've been thinking a lot about it. I think it's on the right. Oh, left, sorry, I can't tell.
What,
the
over
right.
here?
But by the gate.
Coming in this way, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea. I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do, you see that bit there, that's going to be in light, and all the facade, this facade will be light. But that bit underneath and that side bit and this side bit here and the shadow here will be dark. And I might even create another shadow over here on the building coming down here of a building that you can't see. That is a trick of a lot of artists. They'll put a shadow in like it was a shadow coming from another building. Or they might even put in a shadow of a tree, which then start to run that tree over the facade. It starts getting a bit complicated. I don't know whether I want to do that today, but I might, on the one that I've already prepared in my own time, I might give it a go. I might try and see if I can do a few dark shadows of trees and then run some of the trees up into, I know it's not here, but I haven't done it yet. You know. The other thing I haven't done yet, I'm waiting for it to dry, is this dark foreground tree here that runs over. I'm coming on to that. I'm letting all this dry first. It's knowing when to do wet in wet, and it's knowing when to do wet on dry. Keep saying that. Wow, I'm going to have to really start moving here very quickly. I think what I'll do, I'm just going to rub the pencil lines out off here because I want to show you. I might not be able to finish the windmill one. I didn't realise it's taking that much time. It's me nattering. As long as you learn something. won't be a minute. It's quite an important bit because I'm trying to show you something that's really quite important. To only show so much detail. So you already have got nice sharp angles without the need for too much painting. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to chuck some purple on here and then sort of do a bit more on the windmill one, and we're sort of done. So I know this is a pain, but I won't be doing this to the other one, but I will eventually. And as long as you use a good quality rubber, obviously don't rub too hard, but you won't damage anything. This is 140 pound Saunders Waterford cold press. So now it has, can you see it? It's got a really nice light. You got shapes of the buildings, you got strong values. What more do you want? You know, it's all there. Right, I'm going to I won't, right. So I'm thinking out loud here. You have to go through a little period of just quickly thinking about what are you doing? You know, what are you trying to achieve? Are you happy with everything? Is it minimal enough? I haven't thrown in the kitchen sink. I want to leave certain things, but I want to try and, I'm going to do the purple wash. I'm going to use a smaller brush because I want to have a bit of control. So I'm going to use French ultramarine, which I haven't used so far. I haven't used any French ultramarine, but I want that extra purple to this, because purple and green go very well together. Green can be a bit cool and purple can be a bit warm. With all that alizarin crimson, we know alizarin, don't we? It's quite a strong colour. I'm mixing up quite a bit because I've got quite a bit to, I don't want it to run out while I'm painting because I'll end up with a tide mark. It's always a difficult one. I'm not going to be too sort of fussed about the shadow. I'm not going to spend forever. I just want to knock it on there and just so I keep putting more water in, more alizarin, more French. That's taken a while. Right, let's see what sort of consistency I've got. That's not bad. Right, so the sun is over here behind us. So this will be very bright. It's coming in that way. That will be dark. There'll be a cast shadow here. There'll be a little bit of dark, very dark, very dark. And then we'll do a pretend little shadow, related shadow of a building which is over here, which will just come up, cut through, and come back again. Yeah, that's my intention. So let's see how this works out. Let's hope it does. Oh, there's something on there. Yeah, we're beginning to see the strength and power of keeping it pretty simple. Just letting a bit of light show through. Shadow coming across here. Yeah, can everybody see what I'm doing? Yeah, this is the magic. This is the real.
I'm spellbound.
Sorry?
I said I'm spellbound.
You're spellbound. Excellent. That's what we want. We want people spellbound. Just a few marks. Nothing much. Again, just these are marks I'm making now. This is the fun, real fun time. Oh, this is inside that little niche thing, whatever it is. Right. These are the marks that make it look accomplished and not too detailed. Yeah, shoving in, leaving a little bit of tiddly bit of light as well. Living on. And again underneath. Just pushing that through. I'm enjoying this. Because it is like magic. It's sort of just a couple of that bit again, that little nook. Little nook. Little nook here. Getting they're just little marks. But they're simple. I'm drawing with the brush. I'm not coloring, I'm not filling in the pencil drawing that I did. Pencil drawing's gone. There was enough pencil drawing for me to get a general shape of stuff happening. That's all there was there. I didn't need any more than that. See, I'm feeling myself wanting to do a bit more. I like that, it's soft. Do I do any more? I don't know. I will give this little bit of shadow a go here. You know, just getting a bit of a getting a little bit of an angle of some sort of I'm just going to put get some really dark going on, some green. I've decided to do this bit. Sorry, we're just coming up to 4 o'clock now. Should have this one done. It's getting a few, just wanted some little bit of strength, bit of dry brush, bit of action, basically. Just a bit of action. I've got one last thing to do. I need a rigger. There's some railings in here. I'm trying to finish this properly, actually. I hate work which is unfinished. Hope you're all still with me.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Just going to stand up for this. It's raining sort of come. It's just a little touch, that's all. Probably means nothing. We're done. That was it. That's a watercolor. I've been in the style of Edward Wesson to a degree. That's the way he would have painted it, I think.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I don't want to do any more.
No, beautiful. Really is.
It's just a way of painting. You'll be able to see this again on film later. And I'll get it over to you. Have a watch, sit back, have a drink, have a nice glass of wine. You know, watch the way it was drawn again. If there's anything to pick up at all on this, anything at all, then it's just getting this light element, getting rid of some of the pencil lines, putting in the nice purple or blue shadow. Doesn't have to be purple. It can be whatever you want it to be. But I like it because I like the purple and the green combo. It's just me. Don't have to paint it beautifully, just as long as you get the values in the right place. That's all it is. It's not neatness. There's just little dots and nooks and crannies going on. I love this tree here, I must say. That was a moment of madness. I just thought I'd do that and it worked. I don't mind this little bit happening here. But it's got a nice light and dark quality to it. I've got to say I'm quite pleased with this. I don't often say that, you know, but sometimes I have had a couple of goes at painting this in the last few days. So maybe I've just got sort of used to where everything was. And this time I sort of just about captured it. But you got lights and darks and values. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the red roofs in. I'm going to put a bit of sea in and a little bit of stuff here. And I'm then going to let it dry and rub out the pencil marks. Then I'm going to get the purple again, exactly as I just did it here, exactly the same. The only difference is on here, the very darks was painting in the negative. I've only really got one little bit of negative, which I've already done, which is that white top here against that sort of greyish, sort of dark sky.
That's a really nice sky, Frank.
Good. I'm glad you like that. I'm glad you like it, Peter. I mean, I've got a sort of bit of a tide mark going here, but you know what? Tide marks aren't bad. They're not a disgrace. Then you don't lose brownie points. I'm looking at it. It's gone a bit funny. I sort of don't mind that. I like it. I like things that are, and I like this as well. And remember, when I put a rubber to this, it's going to be even more profound. And then what I do when I work on the purple stuff and just put some purple under here, it's another wow moment. You're gonna end up with that beautiful bit of purple running down. What's not to like on a Wednesday afternoon? I mean, what is not to like? And you guys, I've got to teach you to paint. You've got to take this in. You've got to try and remember how I did it. It's going to be great. Right, okay, stop nattering, Frank. Well, where do we go? I think we go into the world of burnt sienna. That's where I think we go. Now, to the burnt sienna, I can start adding stuff again. Orange, bit of red, little bit of blue, anything I want to. And remember, you need to variation. Don't do it all exactly the same. Just adding a bit more red. Let's have a look. Let's see how this. I'm going to start on the left and then work that way. Otherwise, I'll smear it. Leaving a little bit there. On the other side, the line comes down there. I've got that thing of the windmill just coming down a little bit. I'm going to paint in the negative around where I think that bottom of the windmill is. Sort of. Is it coming? No, maybe not. A little bit. I feel I'm almost a little bit too neat. Even as I'm doing this, I'm finding myself being sucked into the into. I need to relax. What's amusing?
You.
Why?
That's me all the time.
Does it? No.
Yeah.
Well, you got to find a way of trying.
I
I mean, of loosening up. Just sort of letting things just find their own way somehow. Okay. And I think the looser I paint, the better it sort of becomes. I got a bit tight around there. I just got tight, and it.
It's when you leave little cracks of white, it feels more alive, doesn't it?
It does. And when you start filling in, it all gets a bit.
That's the magic, that white.
Yeah. Right, I just want to use a slightly different brown for the oh. Using a slightly different, using a bit of not sure what that is. Yeah, it's on a certain charm. Right. Right, bit of green, I think. Oh, some drilling going on now. I hope it's not disturbing you all.
No.
They're doing some work next door to the basement. And I did say to them, can you stop drilling until about 4 o'clock? And I've forgotten that I might be running. If you can cope with the sound, then fine, we'll carry on. I just want the sea. I want the sea. Use this one. I'm going to keep that purple in there. I'm going to be using that again. I think some verditer. Again, why would I go for a different blue than what I've already got? This is sort of a mistake that a lot of people make when they're doing watercolours. You know, if you've got verditer here, well, then put the sea in verditer as well. Keep everything, so don't jump off. You might want to make the sea maybe a little bit greener. But I've got a fresh, breezy day in Clyde, next to the sea in Norfolk here. There you go, there's my sea. That was quick. You have to do it in one line. You can't go, you've got to get a brush and do a line. That's watercolor painting. Every brush stroke counts. Every brush stroke counts. Right, okay. Now going to get a little bit stronger with just need a little bit of I'm just playing a little game with some of the darks and the lights down here. really about less is more. I don't know what that is. Right, okay, just going to get some water now. And just as I do with clouds, remember you add water and you pull some of the pigment away. You don't want hard edge. That's how you get rid of a hard edge.
But you can't do it when it's dry, can you, Frank?
Well, that was a bit dry there, but I still managed to do a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It
But
just,
if it's really dry, it's too late.
yeah, it sort of works. Just feel to balance all this lot over here. I need something sort of a bit. A bit of my calligraphy. I sometimes do this. I sometimes just use a rigger and put in calligraphy for no reason whatsoever. Just could strengthen up a couple of things like those. Don't want to put too much on. Don't want to mess it up now. Right, want to get some couple of strong accents. Just a couple of oh, I've gone a bit. No, didn't like that. Didn't like what I did then. That's me not thinking enough. I'm just trying to get it done quickly now. I should just relax. Just got to give it a couple of minutes before I get the rubber to it. Won't take long. Because then you can see how it sort of eases up a little bit. And then all we need to do then is just chuck on that little, that beautiful purple shadow just here and there. And it's knowing where to put it. It's knowing exactly where to put the purple shadow. I'm cheating here. I'm just taking some of the moisture out because I want to get on. I want you guys to get on with your lives. When you're waiting for paint to dry. But just talking while I'm waiting for it to dry, there are things like corn here. I'm not going to put those in. That's daft. Great for a photograph, but not for what I'm doing. There is no sea there, but I've invented the sea there. I've makes for the seasidey nature of what's going on. I've got this little, that doesn't exist there. I've made that up. I've got some water here, that I sort of felt I wanted. I don't know why. You know, it's full of. So if you've ever been here, it's full of salt marshes and water and reeds. Well, do it. Don't be stuck. Oh, I've got to follow. Why? You know, nobody's going to look at my painting and say, I don't remember there being water there. Who on earth would say that? It just shows you go the way you want to go with a watercolor painting. You do the things that you like, which is really important. Okay. Yeah, I think we're there. I think we're there now. And what else? What else? Any more textures? I don't know really. I think I'll probably leave the purple to give the textures. I think. What about over here? There's a bit of a there's a bit of a woodland going. I think I might put that in actually.
Mhm.
I think I might do it.
Yeah, it's nice and dark.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with a bit of brown that I found.
Mm.
Going to go with a little tiny touch of alizarin. There's sort of a bit of alizarin or something in there.
Mm. I like the colours how they've smudged
Yes.
in the picture.
Oh,
Mm. Mm.
yeah, just dropping in. It's not bad.
No, I think it gives the painting more balance with that there.
Yeah.
Mm.
So run that down. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
With the little balcony around the windmill, I missed out on. Did you draw that with a pencil, or did you just leave the?
I drew it originally with pencil, but then what I managed to do was almost work in the negative.
Yeah.
I've left bits of light shining and you know sort of stuff like that. Which seems to work. I've just got to. There's only two things I've got to do. As soon as this is dry, I then got to rub the pencil out because I want you to see it. It will honestly makes quite a strange difference. It's quite weird. And you're right. The sky is quite an important part of this. What I like is the way that's knocked back. That it's lighter there and gets darker here. So you got a bit of depth. You got a bit of light left through. Remember, I'm still going to come on with purples here in a minute. A little bit of purple on this side, pushing away, because the light, Angela, you will notice the light is coming from over here this time, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's coming that way. So you know for a fact where my purple's going, don't you?
Yeah.
You know exactly where the purples are going, a little bit under there. This is magic time. This is going to work.
Top of that windmill really looks like it's almost glowing.
It does, and that's because it's painted in the negative. Both of our paintings, our references were very much painting in the negative, the dark. Because that dark, that number 8 dark makes that number 2 light sing out. That's the dance of values, the dance of values. And then we've got some nice bit of dry brush. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It's just coming down. It's just giving it as sort of an activity, a bit of vibrance. You know, the railings aren't painted beautifully. They shouldn't be. They should be. It's a painting. It's not a photograph. It's somebody's interpretation. I really don't want to do anything else with this painting, to be honest with you. Right, okay. The final, we're nearly there now, guys. You've been very patient. But being patient and watching and practicing means you're going to start doing this. You're going to paint like this, but in your style, not my style. You're going to do it the way you want to do it. See, when you take the pencil lines out, it becomes far more sort of, it's a suggestion now. They're just marks in the sky now. Look, it's lovely. And this is the magic bit. This is what people look at this and think, wow, how do you paint that? It's not being clever or anything. It's just knowing the techniques. It's knowing what to do. That's all it is. See all those little bits of light that I left? Right, okay, let's. Right, the final bit. There we go. See, underplayed. You know,
really beautiful.
You know, the worst thing I could have done was got all these, you know, just leave it. Stop it. Leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. It's magic time coming live. I'm definitely going to make a film of this one. This is good. Nice and subtle. I don't want to mess it up now. I don't want to mess this up. Only get one shot at this. You have to be brave when you do this. Just do it.
And it's doing it in one, isn't it? Not just dabbing it.
No, don't go over it again. If you go over it again, you get tied up. I had a little bit of that.
Yeah.
On here somewhere. I just in here and here. See, I just had, but I like the way it's got lighter at the top. That would happen. That would in fact happen. Right, guys. Just let's have a. Let's just have a. Yeah, nice little bit of.
Yeah.
It's like something popping into focus.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we start to, because I'm right-handed. I'm starting over in the. Okay.
It's quite amazing.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful.
Wow.
Brought it to life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dimension.
And they don't have to be purple. It's just that I tend to do it. It's one of my little tricks, but get used to the way you want to do it. There's going to be a lovely, lovely glaze now over this bit.
Mm.
Yeah, where that shadow comes across. Okay. Yeah, I'm continuing. Beautiful
Yes.
transparent watercolor.
Yeah, and the sky is popping out now.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, the sky
It's amazing.
is beginning to look like a beautiful fresh day. Okay, so now we've just got a little bit of color going on. Just going to get a little tiny bit of water in the brush just to kill some of that edge. Kill some of that edge. Right, continuing. We're almost done now. We're just about done, believe it or not. That's sort of it, really.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't want to do any more. I'd sort of
No.
I think that nice dark line down there was enough to say, yeah, there's a shadow going on down there. There.
Yes.
I'm going to
Yes.
leave this. I'm going to just leave that, I think.
Edward Wesson would.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Weston
Definitely.
would definitely leave that. But just a little bit. I want a bit more power in there.
Bellissimo.
Bellissimo, I like that. Yeah.
Bellissimo.
That's it. I see it's knowing when to stop. I think it's stop time.
Yeah.
So we got a lovely crisp, sharp lights and darks. I didn't get too I didn't do that. I sort of, not flat colours, but I always knew that the power was coming eventually. And I didn't know, I couldn't predict that. You saw me paint it. When you see the recording, you'll see it. You can stop and think, how did he do? Because I don't know. What you do when you're painting, you give yourself the best chance of doing something. So, well, there we have it. Thanks very much for watching, good people of Chelmsford Art Society. I hope you've really enjoyed that. You can see more of my work on my website, which is frankwatercolours.com. Best wishes and take care. Bye-bye.